to approve the minutes of July 18th, 2024. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment. Anyone here to comment on an item not currently on the agenda? Seeing and hearing none. We will go into presentations from R&R Insurance. And you?
Carmen. Winkleman, right? Yep.
Carmen Winkleman from R&R Insurance will be giving us a presentation.
Do you, I heard there was copies, but do you have copies, not copies? I had, did some, so I didn't make enough, so if you guys want to share, if you.
Rates, all the people have there. Here, you're gonna need that. So
I was just
here
gonna
you
say.
For the people online that are listening, no, they can listen to you there.
Right, that will do. Okay, perfect. All right. All right, hello everyone. Hi. So I understand there's some kind of concerns and things like that, and I'm not here to make any waves or do anything that's gonna be discomforting to you, just please know that. So we're gonna kind of walk through what we have found in an insurance carrier that's outside of the state insurance, okay? I do have other municipalities that are not in the state insurance, and they work very well on their health plans. We make sure that their rates are going to be sustainable through the years, so just ask questions along the way. I did bring copies, but I didn't have enough, and I apologize for that. So if you wanted to share.
There's more agendas here, you guys need to.
Okay. So what we're going to kind of do is just walk through this and give you our thoughts and ideas on what we're looking at as a potential for you guys. Okay, so please ask questions. So your plan currently today is the zero deductible plan, is that correct? Yep. Okay. So you do have a couple co-pays on some ER visits and things like that. You have co-pays on prescription drugs, is that correct? Yes. Okay. So the plan that we're looking at is from WPS, okay, which is that next column on there. It is called a high deductible health plan. And don't get scared that it's called a high deductible health plan because of the deductible, okay? And here's where this is going to come into play. So the plan that we're looking at is a $2,000 deductible for a single and $4,000 for a family, okay? 100% co-insurance after that. So everybody knows deductibles got to get met, right? And then co-insurance, if there is any, and then it goes to your out-of-pocket. Your out-of-pocket on this particular plan is $2,000 and $4,000, which means that the co-insurance, there is none. So once you meet your deductible, the plan would cover 100%. That would be the same for a family, so it's 2 times a family. Here's the nice part that we're looking at. We are looking at funding that completely for you. Okay? Which means that you have no deductible. Currently, you have co-pays. This you would not. There would be HSA dollars put into that account for you. If anything happens, you pull out those HSA dollars, and guess what? You got zero medical expenses to you. Nice part about this is, with that HSA, if you want, you can add additional dollars in there that are tax-free benefits. And those dollars can be used for other things. Aspirin if you want. If you got kids that have glasses, I have one that has glasses. He loves to be a diva, has to have the most expensive one. Just the way it is, unfortunately. So you can put extra dollars in there. That would be up to you. Now, nice thing is, in this HSA, if you do not have any medical expenses through the year, that money doesn't go anywhere. It's yours in a savings account. It rolls over. Doesn't go anywhere. It's not an FSA. I don't know if anybody knows what an FSA is, right? You use it or you lose it. This is not that at all. okay? We are not trying to make this difficult, we're trying to just save you some money. Okay? So the premiums that we would be getting from WPS would save you money. Those would be the things that you would have to pay as just the premium, right? You pay the 12%, same thing. But the premiums are dropped. So the whole point about this is to look at something that can be better for you. Nothing to harm you, nothing to hurt you whatsoever. Okay? So, through this program, or insurance program, we're trying to make the best for you. If things would work out, because we have to go through underwriting process, and I will help with that underwriting process.
Is that an underwriting process because this is a self-funded program?
It's not self-funded. This is a fully insured product, that it is. And it's underwritten because you're over 50 employees.
So our rates are gonna depend on our medical questions, our health questionnaires.
They could. Yep. So I'm not saying this is gonna be the all tell all, but no matter what, it's going to be either underwritten and there's a rate increase, or we get an underwritten quote and the rates could be staying the same. I did hear from another municipality that I am working with that the state of Wisconsin is going to be increasing their rates until 2027. So I'm not saying that the state insurance is gonna stay the same way, because it's not, unfortunately. Not saying my insurance is gonna stay the same way, because it's not. It's just unfortunate. But what happened with the state is that they did not give any increases when they probably should have been giving at least a slight increase. Their fund is
I think
gone.
we should stop talking about the state, just talk about our plan, please.
Well, I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you information that I have heard.
I would prefer that we have information from the state, not you relaying it to us.
Absolutely fine.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have questions on the plan?
Who's funding the HSA?
The city?
So what happens when they don't want to fund it anymore?
Well, then we look at a different policy.
And then we get screwed.
Nobody said that.
And if we want to go back.
That's your
to the
opinion.
State
Nope.
plan, we would have to buy back.
We
into
do
the
have to buy
state.
back into the state plan if we have a.
Yep, you're correct. Anytime you apply in the state plan, you do have to buy back in. And there's other municipalities that I can tell you at this point that are looking at other insurance, they are pulling out.
And there are other insurance that are trying to buy back in. So-
They're correct.
Yep, so
There is one.
don't try to sway it one way or the other.
I'm giving you information. That is all
No,
I'm
you
giving
said it one way and I corrected it and you said, yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
Only a presentation. I'm just, if you're
We
gonna give
just
them
want-
facts, give them
We
on
just want
both
factual,
sides.
both sides. Thank you.
Questions? The other part about this presentation is that if things work out the way they are,
We're discussing that potentially. You can bring up that.
so potentially if things work out, your dental insurance would be at no cost to you as well. And that would be through Delta Dental, which is what you currently have today.
Now Carmen, just so they know that this does not, the option isn't just one company or another. They could stick with Dean, they could have Ports, correct?
No. The provider system, right, so the provider system that WPS offers does offer Dean, does offer UW, does offer, if you go as far as Watertown Hospital, does offer, let's see, Aurora and Pro Health, I don't know if you go that far. It would offer Freighter Hospital, would offer Children's in Milwaukee. So those are the provider systems that they would offer in this particular plan.
So just looking at the co-pays, we're talking, there's an office co-pay?
Nope, you currently have an office copay.
No, we don't.
Nope.
I don't have a day of copay going to the.
I don't have a copay.
I'm looking at what it says under the
Deductible
HSA.
and collection, so we would go to deductible. Total agency.
Okay.
They don't have office.
Okay, fine, I'm sorry, I apologize. He was looking at something. Apologize.
I get it, ladies, but you can be rude or you can be polite.
I am.
I agree. I asked her to clarify.
Okay.
Does this also include prescription?
Yep, sure does.
And what are the co-pays on the prescription,
The co-pays, there is no co-pay, it would go to your deductible.
which is 2,000 or 4,000?
Correct, and that's where the HSA dollars would pay for those prescriptions.
So in other words, once you pay, on a family, once you've had $4,000 on a family,
Correct?
there is no other cost.
Nope, there is not.
Only if it's underwritten.
Well, yes, he's just talking about the plan itself. He's just saying the plan itself, if you meet your $4,000 deductible, then there's no expenses for a family, once you meet that deductible.
The HSA contribution level, who sets that?
That would be the city, but on what we're proposing on this one, it would be covering the 2,000 and the 4,000.
So in the 34,000, does that include the $4,000 HSA for each employee?
The 30,000, the 34,000?
Monthly premium.
I guess you could talk, say annual, is it included in it?
$34,000, that's monthly premium.
Right,
That does not include the HSA.
and neither does the 416 that you're
On
saying?
on the next page. Is that on there? On the next page, it has HSA expense of $84,000. That would be everybody getting the HSA, either 2,000 or 4,000. Is that not on there?
No, I don't see it.
Here's 3 pages.
I don't get
It must not have printed on that one. Is it on yours? Is it on yours? On the next page over?
So
This page?
that might take some potential savings down quite a bit.
It's on page 2 at the bottom? 3, sorry. Right there. I think that part just didn't unfortunately print for you guys when I didn't have it there.
Oh, it did.
It just didn't print off because of the spreadsheet, so it's just this page.
So when I forwarded it, it might not have.
Yeah. These rates aren't.
I took that away from you.
it. What happens to retired people?
The retirees unfortunately would be kicked off the state plan.
I understand that, would they be allowed on the HSA?
They would not be allowed on that plan, but we would be able to get them, we have resources where we would be able to get them onto another plan. And if there would be anybody that would be like 65 that would be on the plan, we can get them onto a Medicare supplement. So we have a Medicare resource person in our office.
Okay.
Retirees moving forward, so if we went and put this policy in place, retirees moving forward could stay on the plan. Just unfortunately, the retirees on the state right now, we would have to find them an option.
Would it be a comparable option for them?
And
Hoping,
hopefully,
huh?
hopefully.
Right, hopefully, they would probably most likely have to go on like the exchange policy, but then if they're putting in their income, they would get a subsidy, So they would most likely be able to get a comparable plan with that. Because when they put in their income, if they're retired, is different than when putting their income in when they're working. So that subsidy would be a little bit different in there.
Can you tell me, like, if a person went in for a medical procedure, you know, lots of times they'll say, you met the level that the insurance company wants to cover for that procedure, so then you're responsible for the remainder of that?
There is no balance billing on this policy.
And how do we access the funds to be able to, since we have to pay our out-of-pocket for the deductible technically? If we're the ones going to the doctor, we're the ones getting billed.
Yep, so there would be an HSA account set up in your name, okay? And then you would have a debit card that you would be able to pay that with.
Can you discuss a little bit more about the rates due to the medical questions? Like how that works?
Yeah, so what happens is there is a WPS application where you would have to fill out anything that would happen in the last 5 years, possibly 10 years, those medical questions on there. Typical carriers, they do not usually wait out too much if you're on a high blood pressure medication or if you're on a cholesterol medication, those kinds of things, is what they're looking for obviously is anything catastrophic.
Cancer.
Yep, yep, but I'd be willing to come in here and, you know, walk through the applications with you, do any of that kind of stuff with you. That's totally up to you, or if you want to be private about it, that's fine too. You can put it in an envelope, just fill it out, put it in an envelope, and then we can get it to the carrier that way as well.
Do you have a listing of communities or cities that you have worked with?
That I'm currently working with right now.
That have changed?
I don't have anybody that has changed at this point. Oh, I have like 8 companies that are municipalities that I'm working with that want to change.
That are looking to change?
Yep.
She's got in her hand.
Are you aware of any communities that have changed in the
Yes, I'm
past?
sorry, that's okay. I'm sorry, what?
That have changed in the past are going back to the state plan?
There's only one that we have worked with that was out of the state plan for years and had moved back last year. Not last year, maybe the year before.
Can you give us the name of that community?
I prefer not to,
Okay,
because it's actually not, it's an R&R account, but it is not my account.
okay. I don't see why they changed back.
How do pre-authorizations and things like that work? Are those required for this plan?
Yeah, which is pretty typical.
We don't.
You don't have to have a pre-authorization to get a surgery done? Nope. And what happens in typical insurance is that the doctor does it for you. When they go in, you need an MRI or something like that, the doctor usually pre-authorizes it for you. The only time something that might not be medically necessary is if you're going and having like Botox done. That's not gonna be.
There's usually a time delay while you wait for the insurance company to.
I'm sorry, what was that?
There's usually a time delay when you wait for the authorization.
Yeah, so they're approving it. What they're doing is looking at their medical records and
There's
approving it.
a delay that we don't have right now.
Right now, we don't. We just.
It shouldn't be a delay, because it typically, with Dean, I've never had a delay with the groups that I have. Just telling you, with the groups that I have, I've not had anybody come in to me and say, I can't get this pre-authorized. I can't have this surgery because of this. So maybe my groups are just not reaching out to me, I have no idea, but I just know that my groups have not had any issues with those things.
They may not have very many of them either. Some of us have a lot of.
And that could be a
procedures and
possibility.
family members with
Yep,
procedures.
and that could be a possibility. Any other questions, concerns? You got your sheet back?
Yes, I did, thank you.
Okay.
I am sure going forward, there's going to be a number of questions,
Yeah.
once I've had a chance to take a look at it. Is there a booklet that has this information from WPS?
A booklet?
Similar to what we get from the state that says, this is everything.
Yeah, insurance carriers typically put that on their websites. They don't usually send out booklets any longer.
Okay, where would we find the information? on this?
I can get that to Lana, and she can get that out to from WPS on their website.
Because I'd like everybody to have that information.
Sure.
You mentioned if somebody were to retire, if we were to switch to this plan and you were to retire, can you explain the process of that?
It would just stay on there as a retiree
Okay.
until you're 65, and then typically insurance carriers would like you to go and get a supplement. Because I know the supplements, because we have a Medicare specialist in our office. Medicare supplements are about $250. And what I was seeing on the state plan, again, not my plan, but I was seeing around 500. So, but yeah, it would just work through that process. And like I said, we have a Medicare specialist, if that would be something that would need to happen. She would work with you to get your right supplement and then Plan B and all that kind of stuff that would happen.
So right now, if you retire, you can have your, supplemental paid out of your annuity, but we would no longer have that option either.
If that is a way that the sick leave goes into your annuity,
No, it pays out of our retirement, we can take it out of our retirement.
Yep.
But that would no longer be an option.
do you directly take it from that account and pay them? Can you
No,
pull out of it?
As a retiree, you can have your, choose to supplement that's in the WRS program,
Mhm.
the state program, and then it comes out of your annuity.
And they pull it out directly?
Yes.
Okay. So can you have access to that annuity for any other terms? To pay anything else? So when you, with that annuity, is there any way to pull that money out, period, when you retire?
Depends on how you take it.
Meaning like if you turn 55, is there any way that that money can be put into another kind of vehicle for you?
Not according to the city.
No.
It's only used for health insurance.
You're talking about sick leave.
Right.
Yes, yes. But she's
Two different
referring to,
things.
she's referring to the annuity, that they would have an option to pay
And you're
premium after the fact.
I don't think the state would allow that because right now the state uses that based on the
Yeah,
state health insurance.
that part I don't know, I know it's.
That would be something that-
And we'd have to check.
You would have to check and see what that is. But the sick leave,
Good
depending
question.
on where the bank is coming up with the sick leave, it would just come out of that bank to pay WPS. Depending on where that is held for the sick leave.
Opt-out continues. Opt-out isn't paid through the insurance, it's paid through the city. The only way they're affected is if the rate goes down, they'll get less.
I'm sure questions will come up or whatever.
And positive
But
questions will be coming up.
thank you for your time.
Thank you. Moving on to old business, resolution 2024-26, fire department ceiling fans. Yes.
So, at last finance meeting, we had a couple of options that we were looking at. Turns out that in the fund balance that we currently have, there would not be enough to do the striker costs. But we do have money that we did spend that was budgeted this year that we had, that we have left over from the quotes from the gutters and that, and we'd like to utilize some of that to put the ceiling fans in the truck bay. I think there's what, 3 fans, Jay?
It's 3 fans, And it's gonna help us during the winter time reduce the heat cost too, because it's gonna push the heat down faster than just having radiant heat.
You didn't have any in there now, right? No.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be doing that work? Which one?
We have bus electric.
Bus Electric.
Yep.
Do we have a price on that?
We had it last time, I didn't include it, Jen.
Oh, okay.
Would you have that?
They have two
general
choices.
For 25.
Yeah, it is.
It would have been last meeting? Last
Yes,
time?
it would have been.
Is it in is the resolution in the council packet?
The resolution's in the finance packet.
No.
It would have been on
It's
finance.
on the board. Yeah, we talked about it at
Yep.
last finance.
So, yeah, there's roughly $12,000 that we had applied to the budget from last year that didn't get used, that we were figuring
Here it is.
for the cost of the
United
cars.
Electric?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Liz.
Now it's this one. All right, hang on a second. So United Electric, you had option 1, first install, 6 56 3-inch, option 2, 3 8-inch. So one of them was 6,500, the other one was 7,000. So which option is this one? Why
I
aren't they
think we
6?
did 7,000.
The $7,000 one?
We've got nothing for the council to even look at in the packet.
No, because it was in this one.
Well, I can print them all before the council.
So the blade was one thing, and then you've got another quote from Bus. So was this multiple quotes you had for
Yeah.
the fans? So the one you chose that was Bus, that this one was the 360? Okay. Which is exactly what we're after. So the amount is $5,360. Lift material and labor. That's all right?
5,000 what?
$5,360. You could probably pull it up on that.
From bus?
Yep.
Bus is out of business? Should be United.
Well, and that's what United was up here, but it says United Electric out of Climate, quoted Richter Heating.
So Richter Heating is would be getting the fans for us.
Okay,
United would be installing.
so what's the total?
What's Richter's cost?
I'm just trying to see if I can get this to open. About like 0.
I'm all for doing this, let's table it until the next council meeting.
What's the cost? No motion to table the.
Till we get all the numbers,
Till we get the numbers.
which will be September 15th.
Is that a motion?
If it's coming back to finance, it won't be.
Do you want it to go just to
Do
council?
you want to come back or you want to go straight to council? They've got the money, it's coming out of the
Right.
the funding that they have.
It's just we don't, it needs to be attached to this.
Right. It needs to be attached. If it goes straight to council, that's fine.
Gene was gonna go and try and get the resolution, but I don't know that we've got the numbers, information.
Like, I mean, I have one for 6,500 and then the other one is option 2 for 7, so. Right.
Turn our head sideways here in a minute.
No, I'm off. I'm turning right side.
Did it?
I'm looking at the finance packet.
That's, so here's Wes, can you see it? So it says United, but it says quoted to Richter.
Richter's our HVAC contractor and a subcontract.
Sure, and that's fine, I'm just reading what it says, just so I'm sure that we're looking at the same, or the right one for you guys. And so there's no subtotal on it, and then we get into, must be the model of it or something, the type of fan, okay? And then we go to this one. Then here's bus, so bus is just the install.
They're no longer.
Bus is no longer, bus is no longer.
Okay, so this is not a valid quote then anymore?
No.
Why the hell did it cost?
You just,
Wait.
Nothing, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So, of the Richter quote, which option are you looking at?
Get it back on. I'm getting there.
Okay, Matt, which one's?
There's a $500 difference, but looking at the options, the notes in the bottom, it seems that the $500 extra charge will get you more CFMs for less amperage. So it's gonna be cheaper to run, is my assessment.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
So the $500 would be worth it if you have that
I think
extra.
we're looking at 7,000.
so option 2, does that include installations?
From my
It
understanding.
says furnish and install, yes.
Well, how is it option 2? Because on here you got install 6 3-blade white industrial fan.
You gotta look under option 2,
Yeah,
furnish and install 3,
right. Commercial.
8-foot 6 blade. So it's a bigger unit.
It's a bigger fan.
It's a bigger fan.
It's,
So we're doing 3 and not 6.
right.
Okay, so. this
3
is-
fans, yes.
Yes, so this is wrong on here too then, because this one says 6.
6 blades.
It says install 6 3-blade white industrial fans.
Two different options.
Yeah.
Just 2
We're
options.
looking at option 2.
For 7,000. That's still valid, yeah.
Right.
Well, this is from,
United.
no, it doesn't say good through 8/16/23.
It does.
Is that just a typo? I mean, we're still, it's over 24, we're good.
Still good on that price, or we'll have to check with them, I
We
guess?
can have them redo it.
Huh?
I can't imagine you guys just did this, so that's probably just a typo.
No, we did that last year.
No,
This
it's
was
fine.
last year.
Oh, this is from last year?
Yeah,
July
we
24.
were
Oh,
trying,
well,
So you don't even know if that's
Last year.
current price.
we need a current one, yeah.
You want to table it?
Yeah.
I ordered motion
Yeah.
to table.
Yeah, you just.
I will
did that.
second that motion. Motion from Cole, seconded
We need a
by
new quote.
Thomas to
Just
table.
need a new quote.
Yes, yeah. We need a new quote.
Question?
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, motion carried. Budget discussion. We are going to have our first budget meeting Monday at 5:30. We'll be meeting with the police department and public works department. And we will also be discussing the new ClearGov program. There's been a little bit of training. We'll be able to do that on the big screen there. And the meeting that we had scheduled for the 27th is canceled.
Okay.
That will not be happening. After that, you said the first week in September you are unavailable.
Yeah, I'm out of state.
So you are available then, starting again the week of the 9th?
Yes. I can zoom in possibly for the council meeting on that first Thursday, but that would be extensively.
Okay. And Richard is gone, so I guess instead of setting dates and trying to guess, I'm just gonna wait for Richard to get back and then I'll email you
Email
both.
that.
Yes.
Email everybody and get some dates.
But what are we doing for sure on next Monday? Do you have particular units or just?
Police and DPW.
Police and
I thought you
DPW.
said that, but I didn't write it.
I've talked to both of them, police is at 5:45, DPW is at 6:30.
Okay. Everybody else. All right.
Discussing their operational budgets minus wages. Wages will be discussed at a later time. Any other questions on the budget or how we're gonna go forward? Capital projects, that's already part of ClearGov if you.
Yeah, and she's gonna make
Take a
one
look at it.
adjustment on it, because she still had in,
The fans.
The fans.
I heard the furnace,
I'm sorry, the two furnaces.
and I
Because those we
I
took
took it
care
out
of.
already.
Perfect,
So, but,
yeah, those are done.
Have you had a chance to log into ClearGov?
I have,
It's interesting.
it is.
It looks like it's gonna be very helpful. We're still missing some departments' budgets.
gotta talk to Gabe.
Okay,
Gabe and then City Hall.
City Hall, library's got theirs in.
I started on hers, so Jean and I will meet with that.
Okay, library.
Like, she's,
When is your next meeting?
The 27th of this month.
27th of this month?
August
we
27th.
already have her, the capital's already in ClearGov, so.
Okay, we're not gonna be able to meet you on August 27th, unfortunately.
You have a meeting that night, right? Yeah.
The 27th?
That'd
She
be
does.
their night.
That's their
Correct.
night.
It'd be their meeting night, we would have met with them on that
Correct.
meeting night.
Correct.
But how about in September, when's your meeting in September?
The 24th. It's always the fourth Tuesday.
We may try meeting with you before that, is that
Yeah.
a possibility? Because we want to meet with you at the library.
Sure.
Yep. Yeah, there's a 3-week period there, should be able to wedge something in there.
Yeah. So I'll follow, who do you want me to follow up with?
Both of us.
Both of you? Okay,
Thank you.
we will do that. Thank you. New business, or do we have anything else under budget you want to discuss?
There's-
Everybody's favorite.
It's every, yes, it is.
The numbers are rolling.
New business, June financials. Can take it all as one. That was tabled from the last meeting.
Yep. See, they're posted, cool, make a motion to forward the June financials to council for approval.
Thomas will second. You have a motion from Cool, second by Thomas to forward the June 2024 financials to council. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. July 2024 financials. And everything's posted?
Everything is posted, I went through that. Had one question, that was about, there's uniforms in there, was that Class A or was that different, something different that was paid out of? the
Which
county?
one?
It was in July's financial statements, there is,
I can pull it out. Do you know which page it was on?
no. I wasn't sure where we were classifying Class A uniforms in the budget. That's why I just had a question, was it Class A uniforms? Or was it just like regular?
It depends, they bought some stuff, I don't know which one you're talking about, so.
I know that there was.
There was a specific name, I think there was a specific name behind it, I should have notated it.
Yeah, we're going to, not it.
Because there was one,
I think that was the allowance.
But it would have been on a credit card, it would have been specific.
No, it was a
Right,
specific
it
check
would
line
be
item.
on there.
If I find it, I'll send a question, maybe I'll email you a question as well.
So you're talking check bridges?
Yes.
I don't like that.
Would have been to a uniform shop or something like that, Charlie?
I believe so.
Is that
Dewey had something show up.
Julie or?
Dewey, I think it was his pants or shirt or something. It was either him or the chaplain.
Huh?
If you remember the chaplain,
Yeah.
if it was from the uniform shop.
It's the only ones I can think of, is the chaplain.
Because I remember Dewey got something shortly after firefighters convention at the station, that was months ago.
Uniform shop. It's June, yes. It says member uniform stamp.
Okay.
The chaplain.
Would have been a class A.
So are we funding out of your budget, or is it funded elsewhere?
I just took it out of the line item out of the budget. She's our chaplain. That took over for,
Automated system on this.
So she's a member?
yeah.
I don't know if we clarify, if we, that's. We allow it. Out of uniform. Okay. Make a note for that for clarification going forward, I guess. Okay, I will still motion to, send the July 2024 financial statements to council for approval.
Thomas will second. Have a motion from Cool, second from Thomas to forward the July 2024 financial statements to council for approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Lead pipes discussion. Joy,
Let's
did you
table
have
for
this,
tonight.
or?
Barry was supposed to be here, and then he's not, so he told me just to have you table it, because he thought he'd be here at first, when he told me to put it on.
Cool, motion to table the lead pipe discussion.
I can tell you a little bit of what it's about if you'd like.
Sure.
Sure.
We've had some people crop up here all of a sudden that have lead in their basements, that we thought we were 100%. There's two that I know of. Barry said it's gonna keep happening. It's going to show up here and there. But there's this whole new thing you need to fill out for lead that's overwhelming, and Barry agrees that it's a lot, so he wanted to discuss different ways that maybe we could help people look at different loans, or what we might do
Because our
different.
program's done, right?
Well, it's not done, it's done for us.
Yeah, right.
But but there's a new plan that you can get into, and they sent me the paperwork, and then Barry and I looked at it, and he said, yeah, we need to talk about this at council.
Okay.
So,
Do you have a clue how many houses? I mean, I knew we had some miscellaneous ones, right, but we're just not.
We're just gonna pop up as,
Yeah, it's
as
people that
we,
self-report.
and then as we do rolls, they're probably gonna
Right.
pop up too.
Right.
Because people, yeah, they self-reported, or sometimes it's buried under the concrete. One of these was under the concrete, it was copper above. Once they went under the concrete, it was,
That's where they found it.
So it wasn't visible
There would have
to
never been
check.
any way to see it.
Yeah.
right.
It was checked and couldn't be seen, it was under.
But yeah, right, that makes sense.
It was copper above the, and then, yeah, once they dug down, it was, I think he was having this,
He was having his gate valve changed to a ball valve for a different shut off in his building, and they knocked out the concrete around it to expose some more pipe, and it was found out that it was
Is that necessarily the same expense dollar-wise then for that, or is it cheaper?
well, the problem is. it's-
It depends, I suppose,
This,
on where
this
it is.
particular one is on the new highway, yeah, next to the market down here.
Gotcha.
So that involves state permitting, DOT permits to open up their highway again. Makes it a little more difficult.
I will second your motion. Motion from Cole, second by Thomas to table the pipe discussion. Do you have anything else? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. We just are going to talk about it. Future agenda items, I have none, other than we're working on the 2025 budget.
Nice motion to adjourn.
Thomas is second, motion from Cole, second from Thomas to adjourn, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much.